Right now, some troubling signs for our local economy. Chances are you or someone you know works in the hospitality industry, but tourism numbers showing a continued decline right here in Southern Nevada, and that dip in visitors is causing a big concern.
International tourism is definitely down. Over 50%. Over 50% of the people I get in my store are international people, and I see that as down, especially for
airline bookings and future hotel bookings starting to drop somewhat, both internationally and.
It began quietly, not with fanfare, but with numbers. Southern Nevada's economy, once powered by endless waves of visitors, was showing the first cracks. Hotel bookings dipped, air travel slowed, and for the thousands whose livelihoods depended on the glow of the Las Vegas Strip, the decline felt personal. Tourism wasn't just business here, it was survival. Local shop owners, cab drivers, casino hosts all spoke of the same unease. International visitors had thinned. The once booming energy of the city felt softer, replaced by uncertainty. And hovering above all of it was a new question. Could one massive glowing structure revive the magic that built Las Vegas? It cost $2.3 billion to create that answer. A vision so audacious that it was meant to redefine entertainment itself. The Sphere. Rising from the desert like something pulled from the future, it didn't blend in. It demanded attention. A perfect orb of light and sound towering over the city that never sleeps. From the moment it opened, crowds gathered beneath its radiant shell. Cameras flashed. Headlines declared it the new wonder of the modern world. Inside, the experience was unlike anything ever built, an immersive world of motion, sound, and illusion. For a time, Las Vegas had found its next miracle. The Sphere wasn't a theater, it was an ecosystem. A digital planet of its own, layered with 50 million LED lights, each programmed to breathe, pulse, and shift across its curved body. From miles away, the orb seemed alive. Step inside, and reality melted. A 360-degree dome surrounded visitors, stretching higher than city buildings. Images flowed seamlessly from one horizon to another. The sound, engineered from thousands of speakers, followed you like a living presence, whispering, roaring, echoing from invisible walls. Critics called it the future of performance. Artists called it transcendence. Audiences called it unforgettable. When U2 opened their residency, it wasn't a concert, it was an awakening. The show sold out instantly. Clips flooded social media, spreading faster than any ad campaign could buy. Then came Postcard from Earth, directed by Darren Aronofsky, turning the entire dome into a living documentary. Mountains, oceans, and skies filled the viewer's field of vision until it felt like the planet itself had been recreated indoors. Some viewers left stunned, others disoriented, unable to tell what was real anymore. For a brief electric moment, the Sphere was the center of the world. But even miracles have bills to pay. Behind the shimmer, pressure was building. The first financial reports landed like thunder. Despite full audiences and international fame, the Sphere posted a $100 million operating loss in its opening months. By year's end, $500 million. The math didn't lie. Every light, every projection, every sound cost more to maintain than ticket sales could return. Running the Sphere, it turned out, was as monumental as building it. The systems that powered it, LED panels, motion servers, precision sound arrays, required constant upkeep. The desert heat tested every wire. Cooling a 17,000-seat dome under the Nevada sun was an engineering challenge on its own. And as maintenance costs rose, crowds began to thin. The early novelty faded. Ticket prices dropped from $119 to $99. Even Aronofsky's film, breathtaking as it was, couldn't bring repeat audiences. The sphere's greatest strength, its spectacle, became its trap. Once you'd seen it all. At the center of it all stood James Dolan, the driving force behind the dream. Known for his leadership of Madison Square Garden and the New York Knicks, Dolan had built a reputation as a man driven by vision and controversy. He saw the Sphere not as a venue, but as a revolution, a monument to imagination itself. It wasn't meant to compete with arenas or theaters. It was meant to make them obsolete. To achieve that, nothing was spared. Custom-built LED panels, a sound system designed from scratch, a dedicated production studio, Sphere Studios, created to generate content no other place could. This was legacy work, and for a while it looked unstoppable. But vision has a cost, and when the bills mount into billions, even a visionary must face reality. Critics inside the company began to fall silent. Risks went unchallenged. Budgets ballooned. The same boldness that fueled the Sphere's creation began to resemble overreach. In chasing perfection, the project had outspent its own future. Because even the most advanced technology has an expiration date. In the digital age, novelty fades faster than ever. The Sphere had been born from innovation, but survival would require reinvention. To understand its scale, you have to follow the money. Of the $2.3 billion invested, $1.4 billion built the structure itself, the steel frame, the curved dome, and the ocean of LED panels. $600 million powered the technology, the world's most advanced sound and visual systems, delivering audio precisely to each seat. The remaining $300 million covered everything else: staffing, legal work, marketing, and the internal studio that produced its shows. Every piece was custom, every line of code unique. But what made it special also made it costly, almost impossible to replicate or cheaply maintain. Most of that money, once spent, could never be recovered. The hardware, the software, the teams, all built for one purpose: to sustain illusion. And that illusion was fragile. When ticket sales slowed, the financial strain spread fast. Meanwhile, MSG Networks, the parent company behind the Sphere, carried over $850 million in debt. Deadlines approaching, refinancing options narrowing, investor confidence wavering. The Sphere had been imagined as a beacon of the future. Instead, it was beginning to look like a burden. Even with every seat sold, the math didn't balance. Energy, maintenance, and staffing costs devoured revenue. The break-even line kept moving further away. Each production cost millions and could only be shown in one location. A model built for constant innovation now struggled under its own weight. The Sphere dazzled millions, yes, but behind the glow, it drained resources by the hour. A masterpiece of creativity caught in a flawed equation. The executives knew it couldn't continue. Inside Sphere Entertainment's boardrooms, the question shifted from "how do we wow them" to "how do we survive?" The answer: evolution. Instead of building new spheres at full cost, they began to explore licensing, exporting the technology, not the debt. Cities like Abu Dhabi entered talks, proposing to finance and construct new domes while licensing Sphere's systems and creative engine. The idea? A global network of light and sound, paid for by partners, sustained by innovation. If it works, it could save the dream. If it fails, it could mark the end of an era, a symbol of ambition that reached too far, too fast. Because the Sphere represents more than a building. It's a reflection of what happens when imagination collides with economics, when vision pushes past reason, and when art demands more than profit can provide. In that collision, you find the story of modern entertainment itself, breathtaking, unsustainable, and forever chasing the next miracle. As Las Vegas continues to glitter in the desert night, the Sphere still glows, defiant, alive, unforgettable. To millions of travelers, it's a symbol of wonder. To those behind the scenes, it's a daily fight to keep the lights on. In the end, the Sphere might endure not as a financial triumph, but as proof that humanity still dares to dream on a colossal scale, to build not because it's practical, but because it's possible. A reminder that in the pursuit of the extraordinary, we often find the limits of our own creation.